Hello, my friend. Today, I want to tell you a very special story. It is about a woman named Cleopatra. She lived a long time ago in a place called Egypt. But this is not just history. It is a story about love, power, and dreams. Cleopatra was smart, strong, and brave. Many people remember her, even today. She was not just a queen. She was a fighter, a thinker, and a leader. Let's go back in time and learn about her life together. Cleopatra was born more than 2,000 years ago. She was born in the city of Alexandria in Egypt. The year was 69 BCE. Her family was rich and powerful. They lived in a big palace with gold, gardens, and fine clothes. But Cleopatra's family was not from Egypt. They were from a place called Greece. Her family had ruled Egypt for many years. They were called the Ptolemy family. Even though they were Greek, Cleopatra loved Egypt very much. She wanted to be a queen who cared for her people. Cleopatra grew up in a royal palace. She had nice clothes, sweet food, and many servants. But her life was not always easy. In her family, people fought to be king or queen. Some even tried to kill each other to get power. Cleopatra was just a little girl, but she was smart. She wanted to learn, not just wear a crown. She read books and asked many questions. She dreamed of being a good and wise queen. Not just rich, but strong and smart, too. Most girls in Cleopatra's time did not go to school. But Cleopatra was different. She loved to study and learn new things. She learned how to read and write very well. She also learned many languages. People say she could speak 7 languages. She spoke Greek, Latin, Egyptian, and more. This helped her talk to many people. It made her a better leader. She also learned science, math, and history. She wanted to understand the world. She did not want to be just a pretty queen. She wanted to be a smart ruler. Cleopatra's father was the king. His name was Ptolemy XII. Many people did not like him. They thought he was weak and used too much money. Sometimes the family had to leave Egypt to stay safe. When Cleopatra was 14 years old, something sad happened. Her mother disappeared. Some say she died. Others say she was killed. Soon after, Cleopatra's father became very sick. She knew big changes were coming. She was just a teenager. But her life was about to change forever. When her father died, Cleopatra was 18 years old. In his will, he said Cleopatra must be queen. But she could not rule alone. She had to share the throne with her little brother. His name was also Ptolemy. He was only 10 years old. They were both king and queen together. This was common in Egypt at that time. But Cleopatra did not want to share power. She felt ready to rule by herself. She had studied and worked hard. She wanted to lead Egypt in her own way. At first, Cleopatra tried to work with her brother. But the advisors did not like her. They wanted her brother to rule alone. He was young and easy to control. Cleopatra was smart and strong. That made them afraid of her. So they pushed her out of the palace. She had to run away from her home. She had no army and no power. But she was not ready to give up. In the hot desert, Cleopatra began to plan her return. While Cleopatra was hiding, she looked for help. She knew she needed someone strong. At that time, a Roman general came to Egypt. His name was Julius Caesar. He was one of the most powerful men in the world. Cleopatra wanted to meet him, but her enemies were in the palace. She could not walk in freely. So she made a bold plan. She hid herself inside a big carpet. Her servant carried the carpet to Caesar. When he opened it, Cleopatra appeared, calm and beautiful. Caesar was surprised when he saw Cleopatra. She stood up from the carpet and spoke to him. Her voice was soft but full of power. She told Caesar her story. She talked about her love for Egypt. She spoke with confidence and wisdom. Caesar listened closely. He saw that Cleopatra was not just beautiful, she was also smart and brave. He decided to help her take back the throne. Together, they made a plan to defeat her brother. Cleopatra and Caesar worked together. They fought against her brother and his advisors. It was a hard and dangerous battle. But in the end, they won. Her brother was defeated. Cleopatra became the true queen of Egypt. She was strong, wise, and ready to rule. She started to help her country grow. She made new laws and helped trade. She wanted Egypt to be rich and respected again. With Caesar's support, Cleopatra felt powerful and safe. Cleopatra and Caesar spent time together in Egypt. They talked, traveled, and made plans. They sailed on the Nile River and visited temples. Soon Cleopatra had a baby. The baby was a boy. She named him Caesarion. People called him Little Caesar. Cleopatra loved her son very much. She believed he was special. She hoped he would be a great ruler one day. She dreamed that Caesarion could unite Egypt and Rome. Many people in Rome did not like Cleopatra. They thought she was too powerful. They did not want Caesar to love a foreign queen. But Caesar invited Cleopatra to come to Rome. She came with Caesarion and many servants. She brought gold gifts and animals from Egypt. She wore beautiful clothes and jewels. People in Rome watched her with wonder. Some were angry. Some were amazed. Cleopatra wanted to show that Egypt was rich and strong. While Cleopatra was in Rome, something terrible happened. In 44 BCE, Julius Caesar was killed. A group of Roman men stabbed him. They thought he had too much power. Cleopatra was shocked and very sad. She had lost her strongest friend. Now she was not safe in Rome. She quickly left the city with her son. They went back to Egypt. Cleopatra was heartbroken. But she stayed strong. She knew she had to protect her country and her child. After Caesar died, Rome was full of fighting. Many men wanted power. One of them was named Mark Antony. He was brave, strong, and a great soldier. He had heard stories about Cleopatra. He wanted to meet her. Cleopatra also wanted to meet Antony. She needed a new friend to help protect Egypt. So she made a plan to impress him. She wanted him to see her as a powerful queen. Cleopatra sailed to meet Antony in a beautiful boat. The boat was made of gold and had purple sails. She wore clothes like a goddess of love. Perfume filled the air. Musicians played soft music. Her servants looked like gods and goddesses. When Antony saw her, he was amazed. He had never seen anyone like her. She was beautiful, but also calm and smart. They talked for hours. Antony liked her very much. After their first meeting, Cleopatra invited Antony to Egypt. He came, and they spent many days together. They ate big meals, played games, and laughed. They talked about dreams and plans. Cleopatra showed Antony the beauty of Egypt. He liked her even more. They fell in love. But their love was also about power. Cleopatra needed Antony's strength, and Antony needed Cleopatra's money and ships. Cleopatra and Antony were very close. They wanted to build a strong future together. Soon they had 3 children, 2 sons and 1 daughter. Their names were Alexander Helios, Cleopatra Selene, and Ptolemy Philadelphus. Cleopatra was proud of her family. She believed her children could one day rule a great empire. She dreamed of peace and power for Egypt and Rome. But not everyone was happy about their love. In Rome, people were angry with Antony. They did not like that he stayed with Cleopatra. They thought he forgot his duty to Rome. Antony was already married to a Roman woman. Her name was Octavia. She was the sister of Octavian, a powerful Roman leader. Octavian did not trust Cleopatra. He told people that Cleopatra used magic to control Antony. He said she wanted to take over Rome. Soon, Octavian and Antony became enemies. Octavian wanted to stop Cleopatra and Antony. He told the Roman people they were a danger. He said they wanted to rule Rome together. So, Octavian started a war. He sent a large army and many ships. Cleopatra and Antony joined their forces. They prepared to fight back. They knew this war could end everything. But they were ready to stand together for love, for power, and for their kingdoms. In 31 BCE, the 2 sides met in battle. This fight was called the Battle of Actium. It happened near the sea in Greece. Antony had Roman soldiers. Cleopatra brought Egyptian ships. The sea was full of boats and noise. Fighting was strong on both sides. Then Cleopatra's ship turned and sailed away. Some say she wanted to protect her ships. But Antony did not know why she left. He thought she had betrayed him. Antony saw Cleopatra's ship sail away. He felt shocked and hurt. He thought she left him in the middle of battle. His heart was broken. He lost hope. His army became weak and confused. Octavian's forces won the battle. Antony had lost everything. He went back to Egypt to find Cleopatra. She told him the truth. She did not run away to betray him. She only wanted to save their lives. Cleopatra and Antony were together again, but Octavian was coming closer. His army followed them to Egypt. Cleopatra and Antony tried to protect the city of Alexandria, but their army was too small. They knew they could not win. Still, they stayed strong and did not run. They promised to stay together no matter what. They were ready to face the end with courage. A battle started in Alexandria. Antony fought bravely, but his army lost. Then, he heard something very sad. Someone told him Cleopatra was dead. He believed it. His heart broke. He did not want to live without her. So, he fell on his sword. But the news was wrong. Cleopatra was still alive. Cleopatra heard that Antony was hurt. She rushed to find him. Her servants carried Antony to her hiding place. He was bleeding and weak. She held him in her arms. They cried together. Antony looked at Cleopatra one last time. Then he died in her arms. Cleopatra was heartbroken. She had lost the man she loved. Octavian's army entered Alexandria. He wanted to take Cleopatra as a prisoner. He planned to show her in Rome as a prize. But Cleopatra did not want that. She was a proud queen. She wanted to die with honor, not shame. So she made a brave choice. She put on her royal clothes. She sat in her golden room, and she prepared for her final moment. Cleopatra asked her servants to bring a small basket. Inside the basket was a snake called an asp. This snake was very poisonous. She held it close to her skin. The snake bit her. Slowly, Cleopatra went to sleep. She died calmly, wearing her crown. She chose to die her own way, not as a prisoner, but as a queen. When Octavian arrived, Cleopatra was already dead. She lay still in her royal room. He was surprised. She had escaped him with her final act. Egypt now had no queen. Octavian took control of the land. Egypt became part of the Roman Empire. The time of the pharaohs was over, but Cleopatra's story was just beginning to live on. People across the world remembered Cleopatra. They spoke of her beauty and her power. They told stories of her love and her strength. She was not just a queen. She was a symbol of courage. She showed the world that women can lead. She made brave choices, even in hard times. Her life was full of love, loss, and bold dreams. Even today, her name is known everywhere. Cleopatra teaches us many things. She shows us that learning is powerful. She shows us that being brave matters. Even when life was hard, she did not give up. She loved her people and her country. She followed her dreams even in danger. She reminds us we all have strength inside. We can choose to be wise, kind, and bold, just like her. Thank you for listening to Cleopatra's story. Her life was full of light and shadow. She lived with heart, with courage, and with purpose. Maybe your life is different, but the lesson is the same. You can learn, you can lead, and you can rise again no matter how hard things become. Be like Cleopatra, bold, kind, and unforgettable. Now take a deep breath and carry her strength with you into your own story.